Hey, Curious Connerys. Dylan here. We just want to give you a heads up that the following program contains conversation relating to topics that may or may not include physical and sexual assault and self-harm and mistreatment of different cultures. We are in no way condoning these things. But given that Sean Connery has acted in films going back many years, they've tended to come up. To spin a phrase from Disney, many of these films include negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures that were certainly wrong then and are definitely wrong now. But rather than not discuss this content, we'd like to acknowledge its harmful impact, learn from it, and create conversation for a richer future. Stay curious, folks. And now, on to our show.
Connery Curious! Saga! Last Crusade! You Only Live Twice! And the Anderson Tapes!
Murder on the Orient Express.
You never know what the wheel's gonna spin next. Marty and a woman of straw. An older man in Africa. We are curious of the filmography of Sir Sean Connery.
What a momentous occasion this is.
Ooh, this is weird.
For the first time, folks, we just did the intro live. Oh, I need to tighten my mic stand. Okay.
Completely
Hi,
live.
folks. I'm Dylan Titus.
I'm Mario Lima.
And for the first time in Connery Curious history, but not our history, we're in the same room together. And we're real sloppy. And I'm like, we should start recording because my cat's in here and it's golden content. And now she left, and I'm like, wow, the mic's all over the place.
The podcast
Still,
is
and
ruined.
I'm still all over the place. I gotta go poop. I'll be back. Kidding. What do I start a podcast? Mario, it's great to have you here
Great to have you.
in my home.
We're pounding.
Pounding fists. We're fisting right now.
It's a pre-podcast.
Been
doing it for years.
Fisting.
Yes, pre.
Oh, it's good to have you here, my friend.
It's good to have you too, man.
Well, can I see that lighter?
Yeah, so let's light these up.
Yes, let's fire these up.
So we light them the way they did in
Well, we
Man
don't
Who
have
Would
two
Be King.
lighters.
Oh, fuck. We got to do that next live podcast.
Next time, we would light these ceremonious candles. We would light them in the fashion depicted in the film The Man Who Would Be King, where Michael Caine and Sean Connery light each other's cigarettes,
Yes.
and it's very British.
It's very British. But we're not talking about that movie, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
This one is interesting.
Yeah. Well, give us a second to warm up here, folks. Let's just leave all this in. This is comfy and cozy.
Yeah. It's Sunday. If you guys are listening to this, it's on a Sunday.
Are those a comfortable pair of headphones for you?
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah? Okay, good.
It's nice. It is weird to hear my voice in my headset.
In your head?
In my head. I
Both of your
I
heads?
hear voices usually in my head.
We've
but-
got another set of headphones for his penis.
Strictly for the fish thing, you see. Strictly for the fish thing, yes. You see.
That's a Connery film I can't wait to get to. Strictly for the fisting. Strictly for the fisting.
Yes, one of Ian Fleming's late books.
It's the only reason I visit Pornhub. Strictly for the fisting. All right, well, this is instantly an explicit podcast.
Let's go.
And that'll be the episode description, I think.
That's why we always click the explicit rating before we upload a podcast, because they
For
put that in
sure.
there. They're like,
Yes.
this is a clean no, this is not made for children.
Is there mention of fisting? And not even of a sexual nature. We're talking about like mates.
Alicia has this app that
Fisting.
like it's like Does the Dog Die? So it tells you a list of movies
Does
if the dog
the
if the dog dies in the movie.
Oh, that's
like she
great.
watched like a film, I forgot what movie it was. I think it was called Dog. It had Channing Tatum in it. He's like a
Well, of course the
army
dog's gonna die.
No, the dog lives in that one.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Spoilers for 2021's, I think 2021's Dog. Dog does not die.
Channing's Tatum's.
Channing Tatum's. But they should make the whole reason I'm telling this story is because they should make an app that mentions if there's fisting in the movie. And our podcast will be on that list.
All right, folks. If you know if there's an actual cinematic Hollywood released film that is not. It's not X-rated. It's not even NC-17. It has to be R or below. It's probably only going to be R, in which there is fisting. It doesn't have to happen, but it's like implied to happen. It can be just out of frame. It's probably some film from France or something.
Also, audience, don't get this twisted here. We're talking about fist bumping. We're not talking about other kind of fisting.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's all only fist bumping.
Exactly. The sick, perverted behavior.
Does it fist bump?
Tired of seeing people do this. Shake hands like a normal person.
We're past COVID, aren't we?
Yeah, right? Lick your hand before you shake the other person's hand, because they'll have licked theirs too. And that will protect you from any bad luck. You know? It's simply tradition, folks.
Simply tradition.
Simply tradition. Get used to it.
That's it.
Well, if we haven't already made it abundantly clear, it's Connery Curious time.
Dude, I'm curious about this movie.
Welcome to Connery Curious, folks, where today we're talking about 1957's Action of the Tiger.
Oh, it was 1957. I thought it was. Is it late? Is it really? For some reason, I thought it was later. Yeah, that makes sense.
1957.
Yeah, that makes sense because Dr. No comes out 4 years after? 5 years after?
62, so 5 years.
5 years. So yes, so our first pre-Bond Connery film.
See that light again, sir.
Yes.
Oh. I'm all over the place. I need to get myself an arm, like a nice arm
Oh, yeah, me too.
for my arm, like General Grievous style. No, but a nice microphone arm.
This microphone will make a fine part of my collection.
This lightsaber will make a fine addition to my collection.
Oh,
the
imagine
negotiator.
If Connery was General Grievous, that'd be dope. General Kenobi.
Well, it was right after League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, 2005.
I think we discussed that, like how cool Connery would have been in
Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
I said he would have been Mace Windu.
Oh yeah, Mace Windu.
Yeah, I
suggested Dooku.
I don't think he would have been Dooku. I think they would have gone with, because Dooku for the longest time, I believe, it's time for Star Wars trivia, folks. We'll get to this movie eventually. I believe Dooku was supposed to be like a weird alien.
Really?
For the longest time, and then they got Christopher Lee, and it's like, well, we have Christopher Lee, so
yeah, you can't.
Or George Lucas had an opportunity to cast him in something, and he's like, well, I'll just make him Dooku. So,
Which worked out in the end, I feel.
yes, and as Dooku says, I've been looking forward to this.
I've
been looking forward to this. This is our first episode together.
Yeah,
in person.
Momentous.
This is the first episode where we've watched the movie together in person. And, yeah, it's the first one we purchased for our home collection on Blu-ray.
Yep.
Well, for your home collection.
I'll be real with you before I leave it. I kind of don't want to look at it anymore.
Yeah, okay, I was about to ask. Let's just jump to it then.
Yeah.
Are you ever going to watch this movie again?
Probably not.
Nope.
I think just to see the Connery part, which is great because it's only like a 26 minutes.
No. Oh God! Welcome to Connery Curious, folks.
Where we don't want to talk about Connery in this movie.
Nope, we don't. Oh God.
So I mean, I guess pre-spoiler, he's not in this movie very, very much.
He plays an important role in this movie.
Yeah, in the end.
Strangely.
Yeah.
Yes. He kind of has a Han Solo effect in the movie.
So do you think? So in the list of movies,
Yes.
Dr. No is straight after this. Nothing in the middle, right? Or is there?
Sorry. Okay. So between this, it's Action of the Tiger in 1957. Then also in 1957, Time Lock. Then 58, Another Time, Another Place. Another Time, Another Lock. 59, Darby O'Gill and Tarzan's Greatest Adventure. Also, that just came in the mail. 61, On the Fiddle, The Frightened City. And 62, The Longest Day and Dr. No. So, 7 films. But 7 years, 5 years and 7 films between Action of the Tiger and Dr. No. So he's got a bit of work ahead of him. But The connecting tissue between both of those films is Terrence Young,
Yeah.
who directed this film. And I think he directed Dr. No a whole lot better.
I think so. Like going back to that, why I asked that, I was like, I'm trying to think, what's the film that producer said we want him as James Bond?
Could you pull your mic a little closer to you?
How's that better?
Yes. Beautiful. Maybe let's just.
Yes. Riveting podcasting.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
I should be right there now.
Happen, you know. I think. Wow, mine's very sensitive. I think it was Darby O'Gill and the Little People. I may be wrong,
I could see that.
but I think it was that film. But you know what? Let's give it a googs. Talk
Yeah.
about this movie for a second.
Yeah, sure. So man, yeah. So again, pre-spoiler, not a ton of Connery in this, but when he does show up, it's a little weird.
Not fun.
Not fun. Not fun at all. And I don't know the way that I get. I don't know what I was expecting for this. I think we discussed before that we thought like he probably isn't in this as much. Like looking at the box, for God's sakes, Connery's name is not on the front at all, really. I think we mentioned it when we first watched the opening credits. Connery's name is in the middle of everything, so it's like it's weird to see him like not on a top credit, which is super interesting.
Just looking at Wiki, it doesn't look like it's saying what it was, but I have a recollection of it being a hearing in either a documentary or reading that, or in a podcast or something, where that it was Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Anyway,
Which makes sense. I mean, it's closer to Dr. No year anyways, right?
that is 59. So yeah, they would have probably been acquiring the rights around that point.
Yeah.
And, or actually, I think they had the rights for a little bit. Anyway, again, folks, this is not a James Bond podcast, but we've been hitting some slogs recently, man. We just need to talk about something else.
I know, right?
So for recap, our last film was
Avengers.
The Avengers from 1998. Then before that, it was Sword of the Valiant.
Sword of Valiant, yeah.
And back a week, Sword of the Valiant was not great.
Yeah.
Back a week was First Night, which was really fun.
Yeah.
And Man Who Would Be King before that, which was also really
I think
fun.
so far, with all the movies we've done so far, I think Man Who Would Became my favorite.
Yeah.
Like that was I mean, First Night's.
I'm going to say First Night's my favorite of the
First
ones we've
Night's-
watched so far.
Yeah, I think it's a close second, but
Strangely, the one with the rape trick is the least rapey.
yeah. Right?
Like, my voice just squeaked. But yeah, the one that originated the rape trick meme that we've created that's wild all over the internet now. Guys, there's more rape in this movie. There's so why is Connery in so many movies with rape?
I guess just the times. I guess I'm assuming we're gonna run into this a lot in these earlier movies.
Yeah. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Connery's a rapist in this movie.
Yes.
He's a drunk rapist. Or, I mean, maybe he doesn't achieve the raping. Is that the line? Like, I don't know. Either way, it's not up for debate. The guy is clearly intending to rape.
Yeah, attempted rape is still a rape.
Yeah.
So-
And I don't know if this is going to, like, demonetize us as a podcast, but this is us talking about, like, a problem in film. Like, it's just clearly, it's so blatant in this movie. It's all over the place. There's sexual assault all over the place in this movie. And it's very uncomfortable. And just so much, especially on one woman, who was essentially our main character of the film. I think she's the main character. I don't think Cars. All right, so you know what? Let's just get into this. Well, let's talk about the plot. Let's go through this. We've got one paragraph on Wikipedia. Let's go through this.
All right.
Let's just cover the whole paragraph, and we'll just get right into spoilers.
And we'll just talk. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotta readjust myself here. Gotta get an arm.
I have 2 if you'd like.
Hey. French heiress Tracy Malambert in search for her brother Henry, after rumors that he defected during a diplomatic post, tries to bribe the ship captain Carson in Athens, Greece, to smuggle her into the People's Socialist Republic of Albania. This is a lot, folks. Although he refuses, she sneaks onto his ship anyway, and he reluctantly agrees to transport her. That happened?
Yeah, really quickly.
I thought he's just like, okay, yeah, you can come on. All right, anyway. She learns that he is smuggling out Greek refugee children from northern Epirus. Epirus? I don't know. Forgive me. I don't mean to be ignorant. You know what? Let me make sure. Epirus. Anyway, northern Epirus. Carson's contact Cole Stendho abandons them in the village of Vojsef after shooting an Albanian People's Army sentry, where they find Henry in a cathedral. Carson agrees to break Henry, who was arrested and blinded by communist authorities, and his lover Mara out of the country. Tracy and Carson take Henry, Mara, and a group of children out of the country as they begin to fall in love. The group is ambushed by bandits led by Tryphon, who agree to escort the rest of the group into Greece in exchange for allowing Tracy to remain with them. However, the bandits are killed attacking a fake border checkpoint, and the rest are captured. Cole returns in disguise as an Albanian officer and rescues them. They finally escape a battalion of Albanian soldiers aboard Carson's yacht. All right, that leaves out so much important information. So yeah, that's the end of it, obviously. That leaves out so much important information that I guess we'll fill in along the way. Maybe not important information, but like the good stuff in the movie is not covered there at all. And obviously we've only talked about the bad stuff in the movie thus far, but there's good stuff in this movie.
That last sequence.
Yes, that last 5 or 10 minutes was great.
Great, and
very tense.
And we got to have Connery in that action, was really cool too.
Yes.
So I'm glad we got that at least, so we can kind of give a couple points to his.
Yeah, he needed something.
Yeah, it just.
He had one moment in this film.
Like if he didn't show up, if he didn't show up at the end of this movie, I would have been like, "Wow, Connery was a complete piece of shit in this movie."
Yes.
So I'm like, the bar fight was fun.
Yes, that bar fight was fun because he kept drunkenly avoiding everything. That was brilliant physical comedy on Connery's part, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Because he was playing drunk and half passed out, and this Carson character played by Van Johnson, is trying to. Sean Connery plays a character named Mike. Mike is Carson, played by Van Johnson, Carson's first mate. And Carson needs to get to the boat real quick, so he's got to pull Mike out of the drunken bar fight that he's in. And the whole bar has erupted into chaos, which I liked this sequence. I liked that progression of events. And as he's trying to pull Connery out, Connery is just loosely swaying from side to side, brilliantly playing sleeping drunk, and just avoiding every punch heading his way hits somebody else. Every chair heading his way hits somebody else. It's really good.
And he almost dies.
Yes.
We talk about the dock scene?
Yes, I lost it because I'm and then he just rapes. That's not funny, but he doesn't do any raping. Forgive me. I don't mean to throw this term around so loosey-goosey, guys. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. Do you think people are going to be offended by this?
I don't think so. I mean, I think we kind of half expected this because it's like we kind of have to talk about it.
Yeah,
you know?
lower it there if you need to.
Oh yeah, that should be good right here. Yeah, I know. I feel like it should be talked about.
It's in these movies so prevalently.
Yeah, it's like we're going to definitely we're leaning on the Sean Connery's career.
Yes.
It's like even though these things exist, there's still some great stuff in his career.
Yes.
He is James Bond. He is King Arthur. He's like he's done these great character pieces which are fantastic. Can't wait till the indie episode.
Oh, dude, I'm so looking forward to that.
But unfortunately, yeah, you kind of have to go through that kind of sludge of like the rough stuff. Even the Bond. How much we love Bond.
There's a lot of sexual assault in that movie.
We try to get past
those
it.
movies. Excuse me.
Yeah, so it's like it's an unfortunate thing, but it's like it's just how the time was. The world is a different place now. Not much you can do about it, but you kind of have to kind of see the gold through the dirt there.
Yeah. Try and.
But this was not gold at all.
And no, but to not talk about them, I think is maybe to do it a disservice, because we could just be like, yeah, this movie's not good. And do you want? We can pause and you can adjust this. Is that really bothering you?
No, not at all.
You sure?
I'm good.
Okay. I have an old microphone stand. I have 2 not great microphone stands. I need to invest in some new microphone stands.
Carlos Santana used this during Woodstock.
He did. That's why I keep it. And that's why I slap my poorly written sticker with my name on it. Carlos.
How you doing, Carlos? Hope all is well. Love Dylan.
I'm so smooth.
Welcome to Santana Curious. That'd be fun. I don't know. How many instrumentals
today's
can we
episode
get
is Black Magic Woman, and I'm tired of hearing this song.
Remember Guitar Hero 3? I remember too.
But yeah, it's there are aspects of these films that I think need to be discussed.
Yeah.
Because it's so...
It shows growth in the world for sure. It's like, wow, what a different... Like, we'll talk about this quick too, kind of jumping ahead. We saw this fucking full-on nudity.
Yes, there is full-on female nudity in this film. And I must say, it's very tasteful. Yeah. Forgive me, I don't mean to sound lecherous, because she's an absolutely beautiful woman, but it's not filmed in a way that's like, hey, look at this naked dame. Yeah. Look at her.
Yeah, it just kind of happens. It's very casual.
Yeah,
it's like seeing anybody with a shirt off.
Yeah.
It's very casual, quick.
She's swimming. She gets out of the water onto the boat and puts on a robe. And you see everything.
Yeah.
But it's not treated as a sexual moment. Carson isn't like, wow, look at here. He just he just continues his conversation like
still looking her in the eye.
Whatever. Like she would be fully dressed anyway. Not even looking at her. He's like going about his business.
Yeah.
So, and when he does look at her, he looks at her in the eye.
So tasteful points
for sure. That does not excuse the fact that twice she is being assaulted by a man, and he's just like, well, you're going to Albania. You got to be tough. So I'll wait like 45 seconds to fight off this rapist.
That's the thing. It's like we discussed that while watching it, where he like has this weird like 3-minute delay, where he's like he walks in, he's like, didn't seem right. Then he's like, yeah, you know what, this isn't right. Then I'll throw a punch at Dirty Mike.
It's definitely a delayed reaction, which is. It's him.
Because he does it twice. He does it with that, and then there's a scene with
Tryphon.
Yeah. I am Tryphon. And that weird delay where they're across the table and it's like, I don't care, blah, blah. And they're like kissing and shit. Then finally he wakes up like, okay.
So. Okay. So, recurring theme in these movies, we're going to get it out of the way here. There's 2 rape tricks in this movie.
2.
There's 2. The first one is she is left on Carson's boat. Tracy is left on Carson's boat with Mike, played by Sean Connery. This is the guy we do this podcast about. I'm wondering... Sorry. I'm wondering if there's going to come a point where we've gotten... lower that and raise it so the mic is higher. But I'm wondering if there's going to come a point where we just, like, the wheel just keeps giving us movies that involve Connery being weird or there being sexual assault in a movie. No, tighten that.
This?
No, the dowel there. Yeah, tighten that. Boom.
Beautiful.
Cool. Fixing mic stands.
Mike stand curious.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't stand Mike in this movie, I tell you that.
All comes back together.
But I wonder if the wheel's just going to feed us so many movies where there is scum behavior, somebody being scummy, signs of the times kind of things, where we're just like, I don't know if we want to do this podcast anymore. Do we want to skip to a different actor now?
No.
Oh, my God. Okay, quick aside again. My sister and I do a podcast called Under the Fedora.
Great podcast.
And she thank you. I appreciate that very much. She started utilizing the same system we use of using the Wheel of Names. And check that out, folks. So she's going to start spinning the wheel to choose her next Michael Jackson topic. And she made one topic, music videos. And if she gets that topic, she's going to spin another wheel with all the music videos. Maybe a good way to move forward with this. If we start getting that symptom, spin a Bond actor wheel, and then spin their movie wheel.
And we just have a bonus episode?
No. Yeah, maybe to break the monotony up. Yeah.
This is a bonus episode.
Yeah. If we get too many movies in a row from the wheel of Connery, from the Connery Curious Wheel, the Wheel of Curiosities, excuse me. If we get too many in a row that are so depressing to watch, because we just had 3 in a row that were real tough. And if, say, we get 5 in a row that are just not fun to watch, then we spin the wheel and we get Brosnan or Dalton and we go watch something else. We spin their wheel. Because we'll have to come back to that wheel eventually.
True.
Yeah.
I like it.
What do you guys think? Should we do the second wheel of curiosities? Like, you know what I mean? Like the Bond actor wheel? Because this is where all this comes from. Well, that's why we keep going back to Bond as a source. Because this all comes from my love of Bond and just wanting to branch out and see what else they have done through their careers.
Call it Bond bonus.
Yeah. Do the Bond bonus. Or the palate cleanser.
Yeah, we could do like once a month or once every 2 months. Depending. Who knows?
Yeah. So write in, guys, and let us know what you think of that idea. I think we should use it as a palate cleanser.
I think so.
Yeah. Write us in. Write in and let us know what you think.
ConneryCurious@gmail.com.
Exactly.
I'll give you all the other socials later on.
Yeah, you'll get that at the end and such. But, okay, so yeah, there's 2 Connery Curious coined terms, rape tricks, in this movie. So the first one, she is left alone on the boat with Mike, and Tracy is trying to barricade herself in her room because a drunken Mike is trying to break in and assault her. And she finally successfully barricades the room. And then, surprise, the mirror springs open because it's a secret doorway. And Mike breaks in. And he begins attacking her. And she's fighting him off pretty well. And Carson comes in and she's like, you can just hold on for a little while longer. You got this. And then after like you said, a minute or so, he finally acts on that.
Yeah.
And then the second being they are in... All right, well, if anything, points for this one because she does the rape trick. It's for her advantage, so she can stop being raped. Oh my God, these movies. I'm sorry, folks. We should really put trigger warnings on all these. Yeah. I'm going to go back and edit all the episodes. Say trigger warning.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, just moments of realization as we go through this. There's just so much. Like, there's no trigger warnings on these movie boxes.
Oh yeah.
You know? Anyway, so...
Even coming from the WB collection Blu-ray
Yeah.
on there. Like, when was that produced? Probably in the last decade.
Collector's edition, it said, or something.
Yeah, so it's like, it should have kind of like a warning at the top before the FBI
The way
warning.
Disney does it on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
now,
like Aladdin now. It's like they'll tell you like depicts different cultural aspects and all that. So it's like classy on Disney. Shout out to Disney. But yeah, I think that might be fair to do something like that.
Yeah,
for our
I'm gonna
listeners here.
go back and do that. I'm gonna write that down right now. So they are in Tryphon's community, and Tryphon, we'll get back to Tryphon, keeps hitting on Tracy over and over and over and over and trying to kiss her. And Carson again won't do anything. Though I will say, in this instance, he does have a reason. They are in a community full of Tryphon's people, and Tryphon is somewhat royalty. His father is like the chief of these people. If Carson makes a move, they could just all draw guns and shoot everyone down in a second. So Carson is justified in maybe not justified, but there's a reason for him to be hesitant to help. And Tracy and Carson are in a relationship at this point-ish. They're falling for each other.
Yeah.
So she starts going, well, okay, I'm just going to keep making out with Tryphon then and get you all jealous. And that works. And then Carson beats up the raping Tryphon.
Yeah.
Like...
It's weird.
All right, let's try and talk about happier things. Did you make notes?
No, I just got
Just
mental notes.
Yeah. Anything you want to start off with? Sorry,
let's see.
folks.
No. It's these episodes are gonna happen. Trying to think, we had a lot of laughs with a lot of like weird bits on the side. I know that we had a couple fun moments.
Yes, there were a lot of moments that made us laugh. And
A Brazilian mare.
Yes. Where did you get this boat? From a Brazilian billionaire. You might say.
A Brazilian mare. Connery should have just came in. That would have saved Mike for me if he came in the room and said, "I guess you would say a Brazilian mare."
Also, I just want to tell you all good luck. We're all counting on you.
And don't call me Shirley.
All right, well, let's address it now. Are the S's aged? I'd say none of the S's are aged.
Yeah, no, because he
it's
sounds
pretty
just like. I mean, you could tell that. Like I think going back to Bond, one of the issues people do hit Connery with is he had a good reason, of course, to kind of phone it in, and you can tell like how he's not trying to be English anymore, and his Scottish is coming out. So like we all know what his voice sounds like a Dr. No, but hearing him talk with his young Scottish accent is definitely apparent in this.
Yes, it's nice. It sounds nice. He's got except when he's threatening.
I'll sit here, Skipper. Like very,
Yes.
very clean, like very commanding. It's like yes, Captain. Very interesting. So it's interesting to see how different his accent was, even then.
Alrighty, what else we got? Connery trips on the dock.
Oh yeah, we gotta go back to that.
Yes.
That's what I was trying. Yeah.
Yes, we almost touched on that. Yeah, they're running along the dock, and he just when he's
There's,
drunk
like, a
after the
corner.
bar fight.
We'll have to put this up. We'll put this clip on Twitter or something.
Yeah, there's
Like,
a 90-degree angle where the dock meets the water,
yeah,
and he
so he's going across, and his ankle goes down, but he luckily
he's
being
holding
held
on
up.
to Van Carson, so
Yeah.
he's got a way to pull himself up. Like Van Carson keeps moving, so the natural movement would keep Connery moving forward anyway. But if he was alone, he would have completely fallen.
That would have ended bad because
Yeah.
shallow water, probably rocks there.
And they're like concrete docks too, so he
Yeah.
would have smacked his skull.
Yeah, he would have been. He probably maybe wouldn't have been Bond. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know,
We're not talking about the movie, folks. Like this happens in the movie, but also it's Connery with no stunt double, almost. Like, if the other person wasn't there holding on to him, Connery could have died.
yeah, they must have shot that and like didn't even notice that was an issue. But still, I mean, they got the take, so they're
I'm
fine.
sure Connery noticed.
But like, yeah, that's
God damn it. My heart skipped a beat. I almost died. My skull almost hit the dock.
my life flashed before my eyes.
Thankfully, I'll never have an encounter with the shark ever again.
I will say this: all acting aside in this film, Connery looks fucking great.
He looks great in this movie.
He's like a nice mixture of
Not dapper.
just a little scruffy. You know, we made
He's
the
dirty
joke.
in this.
Yeah, we made the joke of him looking like Wolverine. That hair was huge,
Yeah, he's got a big hairstyle. He looks like...
like a pompadour.
Well, it's not that big, but it's big for him, and it's his hair.
Yeah,
But yeah, he does look like a young Hugh Jackman or Clint Eastwood kind of gruff, shaggy bad boy. Like, if he wasn't so rapey in this movie, I'd fuck him.
I think I made the joke that he looked like Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5. If you guys ever played Grand Theft Auto 5, he's like one of the protagonists, but like he looks just like him in this. I thought that was funny.
Also, I retract that sentence that I just said there.
Which one?
I've retracted it, so I don't need to say it again. But I don't need to. I'm just saying Connery looks very attractive in this movie.
He's handsome.
He's very handsome, and when you just see a still image, you'd be like, yes, I would definitely... I would have sex with Sean Connery from that image. But then you watch him in the movie and you go, oh no, I would not have sex with Sean Connery. No. I would probably kill Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd take the first opportunity that he slipped drunkenly. I'd crack his skull open with a typewriter.
So, word to you, ladies. It's not about the looks. It's about the personality.
Oh God, this movie. Please just give us Wheel. We pray to you, Wheel of Curiosity. Give us a movie in which no one is sexually assaulted. We're both praying right now. Mario's eyes were closed for a second, so I closed my eyes as well, so as not to be like Bruno Mars.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
And the Bruno Mars. Which also, I'll say this on air, because I want to get this point out into the ether. Guys, if you like the song Grenade by Bruno Mars, guess what? He stole that hook. He stole it from a little band you might know that doesn't need any extra attention or money, called Kiss. From a record that you can't find on any streaming services because they made some exclusive deal with Walmart. Anyway, it's the only song they really perform from that album anymore. It's called Say Yeah. Say Yeah by Kiss. And when you listen to that, you'll hear the hook and you go, oh my God, that's Bruno Mars' Grenade. But then you look at the years that they came out. Kisses came out in 2011. Bruno Mars came out in 2012. What am I trying to do here?
I think you're trying to out.
I'm being all sassy. I'm coming for you, Bruno.
They're
I saw
defending
that
Kiss.
news clip where you're like, we just put the magic on it, and you're like showing the blonde news reporter like, we just we sprinkle a little magic on it, and your producer is sitting there going like, that's not how this is done.
Kiss is magic.
Would you like to actually see how things are produced? Oh, that's not interesting though, I guess. Anyway, what a tangent.
You would think Gene would like sue him.
Yeah, right.
Did he not like take any action or say like, "This is Gene Simmons
He's
from
probably
Kiss"?
like, I don't listen to the kids' music. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for Rolling Stone or Cyndi Lauper. That's who he thinks a modern pop star is. I don't have time for your Britney Spears. You're in sync, I tell you. The true rock and roll is only what matters. And I am Gene Simmons.
You sound like you went Barack at the end.
This
is Gene Simmons.
Yep. This is Gene Simmons.
Of Kiss.
Yep. And I'm gonna deliver
I pledge allegiance to the state of rock and roll. That is a real song titled by Kiss. Believe it or not.
Now, God gave rock and roll to you.
2.
2. That's right, they have it 2.
Yes, that's because they added a section that's not in the original version. Yes. Now, I know times get tough, and I know life can sometimes be a drag. But people, you have been given a gift, and you have been given a road, and that road's name is rock and roll.
Unbelievable. Barack, he supports this album, but I've been more of a Monster fan. Monster was the greatest Kiss album of all time.
Name one song off Monster. You can't do it. Can't do it.
Hold on. I'm thinking. God gave rock and roll to you 3.
I can name one song off that record. It's called Hell or Hallelujah. It's the opening track. It's got a decent riff.
I know. I produced it.
You produced that record.
I produced it.
Name another song on that record. Fine.
Rock and Roll All Night 2. I know all the sequels to all the songs. I own them all.
So are you producing the next Unforgiven by Metallica?
I think we're on Unforgiven 9 at this point.
I must have missed 4 through 8. I'll have to catch up.
They're on a bonus track. Extremely exclusive.
Very exclusive NFT.
It's your favorite band, Kiss.
Have you seen his NFTs?
Oh, they're hilarious. They're like. Have you seen the advertisement for it?
Yes.
He's like,
It's amazing.
they're your favorite.
I'm your favorite president.
I thought it was. I heard it before I saw it, and I thought it was the guy who plays Trump on SNL now. I forget his name.
Who does a really good job. This has been a wonderful season for Tree and Leaf.
But like, yeah, I thought it was him. It's really him saying, "It's your favorite president. It's your favorite president. Better than Lincoln. Better than
Washington. Better than Lincoln. I freed more slaves.
Better than James Monroe. No one ever talks about James Monroe, but Democrats don't want you to hear that. Democrats do not want to hear you talk about James Monroe. Or talk about Kiss, Sonic Boom. I own Walmart.
Paul. I went back to Obama. Paul Stanley. Who am I even trying to be? Paul Stanley told me he has many black friends. That's a bit we did earlier. I can't do a good Trump now. I did a decent one earlier at some point. Nobody does a good Trump. Why am I saying this? Anyway, we were watching the Kiss Animalized tour, which I think we both agree is
the best version of Kiss.
Yeah. Also, somebody I used to know said that he had dinner at Bruce Kulick's house with a bunch of other people, and that Bruce Kulick is 1, a great cook, and 2, a great host.
Man, and a killer guitar player.
Yeah.
I think he plays like the... he just plays the War Machine riff in his living room while he waits for the potatoes to cook.
That's how he keeps time. After 8 measures of War Machine, then flip the
pancake.
Yeah.
Did you say he makes pancakes on YouTube?
I'll verify. And you know what? While we're just gonna do some interneting here because it's the Joe Rogan experience now.
Hey Jamie, pull that up for me.
Bruce Kulick.
Jamie. Jamie. Hey Jamie, pull up that picture of Bruce Kulick eating an alligator.
Kulick's pancake recipes.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You're not fucking shitting with me.
Welcome to Kulick's pancake recipes.
Does he have like his own brand of like pancake batter?
Shop.
And those guitar pillows?
This is... I love... We should just do a Kiss podcast. Oh, photos and CDs. No, it doesn't look like he sells any of the All right. So here are some of our pancake recipes. Classic pancake, almond, flour, banana, blueberry, buttermilk, fluffy, German, Japanese pancake, keto, potato, protein, pumpkin, scallion, sourdough, vegan, and how to make pancake mix from scratch. My wife Lisa and I have always enjoyed pancakes. After all, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and they are so versatile. There's a pancake for every person. Not to mention, countries around the world have found new and unique ways to present them. So there are endless pancake recipes to try. Anyway. A Bruce Kulick pancake podcast.
If you guys are still listening at home, God bless you. Made it through the pancake portion of our show.
Huh.
He's on Instagram too. Good for him.
He's dressed as Willy Wonka. Oh my God. Bruce Kulick's the man, guys. Oh, Going Blind. That's one of my favorite Kiss songs. Take the lyrics out of it, but also, while we're on Instagram, quick aside here, folks. I want to bring everything to everyone's attention. Everything, not every. I want to bring something to everybody's attention. Is that him and Rob Zombie?
And Brent Vince.
No, it's not Rob Zombie. Anyway, so I don't know why the internet decided to suggest this to me last night, but it did. So, world out there, you should know about this guy. This is a human man. This is a human man named Anthony Lafredo. You can find him on Instagram as the Black Alien Project.
What the fuck?
This man has... This guy is a body modification artist, I guess. He has cut his nose off, his ears off. He's had implants in his head, his eyebrows, his chin, his arms. And yeah, I don't. Oh, and he cut 2 of his fingers off. And he cut his tongue, and he cut his mouth. Like,
why?
I don't understand this, and I'm not asking for anyone out there to explain it to me. I'm not looking for anyone to start controversy over this. I'm not looking to start controversy over this. I'm just the internet just decided to show this to me. Oh my God, he's putting his tongue through the hole in his mouth while licking the crotch of a Mars Attacks action figure. And he had his eyes dyed. Like, what? Anyway, where is it? There's one once I saw this. Do you remember? Do you ever watch Tosh.0?
Yeah.
Do you remember the skit? Tell me why must I cry? 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 Why? Anyway, so I'll sync this up with video somehow. There's a video of him on Instagram in the shower, just like crying dramatically. Anyway, so I had to share that with you because the internet felt compelled to share that with me. I just opened up Reddit randomly, and that's what I get for opening up Reddit randomly. And I'm not logged into Reddit. I'm not subscribed to anything. So it just shows me whatever. Thanks, internet. Anyway, doing everything to not talk about this movie. I'd rather talk about a guy that's cut off parts of his body.
And Bruce Kulick from Kiss and his pancake recipes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take over there. Oh God!
Could we get to the wrap-up point? Like, do you still want to talk about
No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this movie. Because there's good stuff in it. There's stuff worth talking about. There's bad stuff in it that's worth talking about.
Let's get to the good stuff. I think
All
she's positivity here.
She makes dinner on the Tracy. I keep saying she. I'm being so reductive. Tracy. But everyone's just given one name. And she's Malambert is her last name. Anyway, she makes dinner on the boat, and Carson, of course, goes like, "Well, I'm glad he did something useful." And then she starts cutting it up and feeding it to him as he's got his hands on the steering wheel of the boat.
Which was interesting. It happened so fast. 'Cause I remember looking up, I was like, wait, they've known each other like 5 minutes, and they're not particularly fond of each other.
And their introduction, should we talk about how they're introduced to each other? Well, this film opens with her going to find this Carson fella. Because he is known as a Robin Hood of sorts to refugees. This movie has a good plot.
Yeah.
The underlying skeleton of this movie is great. It's the organs and flesh and fat that they fill it with that ruin it. It's a great skeleton. There's a great movie in here if you took everything out and just gave the plot to a modern director. So, yeah, she's walking along up here, and everybody is staring at her because... who is the actress? Martine Carol is beautiful. And the film does... She does have a completely nude scene in the film, and the film does not sexualize her in it. And I feel like, for the most part, she is not sexualized.
Not really, no.
She is shown as a very attractive woman that men fawn over. But she's a character with a goal. Her goal is to get to her brother. And I think the character is pretty focused on that. Anyway, so she walks into this bar to find Carson. And she's like, I heard you can help. And he's like, I forget. But she just tosses down a big wad of money. He could just take it. He's like, is this enough? He's like, yeah, it's enough for me to just steal. Thanks. Get out of here. Like, anyway, what else you got?
So then after that, we get the Connery slip. Well, no, something else happens after that, right? So it's kind of like...
Yeah, they leave to work out
the deal.
I think. Yeah, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But they have to come back in a rush to get Connery quickly.
Yeah. Who were the other guys that were sitting with the table? Just random guys?
Yeah, just random thugs that they're playing poker with.
I thought they were like part of like the crew or something too.
I did like this line as they're being chased out and they make it to the boat. And the police are yelling to Carson, and he goes, "It's all Greek to me, fellas." Like, that's good because they're in Greece. That's a funny line.
Some good lines in here. Some good one-liners.
I'll stay here, Skipper. That's my Connery quote. He doesn't have many quotes that aren't.
Aye, aye,
rapey.
Captain.
Yeah.
That's all he really says.
It's all like a little drink here. It's not. It's literally 80% of Connery's lines in this film are just threats of sexual violence. So yeah, Connery is a rapist again, because this is not our first film in which he's been a problem. He was a problem in the Avengers. Yep. A bit problematic in The Man Who Would Be King towards the end when the power's going to his head. He's like, I'll marry this woman no matter what. I'll break my vow of celibacy. What about the other two films? First Night, he's incredibly noble in First Night.
Yeah.
And Sword of the Valiant, he's just a prick. He's like, just chop my head off. Go ahead, do it. See what happens. Though I did watch the scene again where he turns the witch into a frog. And she's like, stay with me the night. He's like, maybe. I forget the exact line, but that's the implication. He's like, maybe now, maybe another time.
Who's gonna deal me my blow?
Also, I'll have sex with you while you're a frog.
Who's gonna deal me my ribbit? It's getting a
Ribbit for your pleasure. What other notes do I have? So much day for night in this film. Terrence Young likes his day for night. So yeah, this is directed by Terrence Young, who would go on to direct Dr. No, From Russia with Love, and Thunderball. And he likes his day for night.
That one at they're at some camp. They're like on the hill.
Oh yeah, that one's
like, it clearly looks like daylight. You can
Yes.
see it when they have the wide shot, and then when they cut to like the rock background, that's when they go with the filter. I'm like, why do you just keep it not daytime?
Yeah, and there's fires in that scene too.
Yeah.
And because whatever filter is applied to it, the fire looks duller. So it doesn't even look like it's at night.
Yeah.
So just set the scene during the day if
Yeah.
you can't shoot at night. So, but I get it. They didn't have the lighting.
Yeah.
So we see that, what's his name? Cole Stenhoe, who is Carson's partner, have been helping smuggle kids out to safety. And the scene where we see that, he walks in and he tosses a little packet to the kids and he goes, "Eat it." Or, what are you waiting for? Eat it. And it looks like he tosses them a pack of cigarettes.
That's what I thought it was. Go on, eat it.
All of them. They better all be gone, except save me one. I'm not Sean Connery. Why am I talking like this? I'm Caution. I'm Causick, I tell you that. Also, I hope I didn't make you sick by showing you the alien man. Did I make you sick?
I'm trying to forget about it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just had to share that. I didn't enjoy. I was almost sick last night looking at it, but I'm like, somebody else has to acknowledge that this exists. Like, now you all will, world. Enjoy. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you sick.
Oh, no, it's fine.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I have a bad habit of making Mario sick.
Let's talk about Connery raping people again.
Oh God, no!
maybe that'll make you feel better.
While eating a bunch of grease.
This grease is actual greasy.
When Tracy finds her big brother, when Carson and Tracy find her big brother, she sees that he's blind, and then she retreats back to Carson, which made me go is that not her brother? And then he goes, "It's me, Tracy, I'm your brother," or something like that. And she looks to Carson for permission to go hug her brother. Did you notice that?
Yeah, because bringing it back to that, her kind of standing off, I'm like, oh, there's got to be a guard or something. Is this not her brother? And then, yeah, sure enough, it was very awkward.
Yeah, and he's been blinded.
But he doesn't look like, you could tell they put the contacts in to
Yeah.
make him look blind or whatever.
He wasn't doing the Frankenstein walk that Father was doing in the last movie. However, he was Daredevil.
Yeah. That's really good blind acting, I thought,
not
too.
bad.
I don't know if he's blind in real life. Probably not.
Well, let's see.
But, yeah, it was just, it was very good. Let me see.
Uruguayan Mexican actor. He was not blind.
Okay.
No. Not blind.
Yeah, good blind acting.
Yeah, decent. Forgive me, I'm just looking through his filmography. This was right in the middle of his career, it seems. Oh. Forgive me. Yeah, decent blind acting. He wasn't bad. And Martine Carol was actually, I think she was the best part of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good. You think she was dubbed?
I don't know.
I feel like she was. It doesn't say. It doesn't say, but it.
I don't know. Her accent's pretty thick, so I feel like they would like read up for that. But like, I feel like that's her voice. So I don't know.
There were some scenes where the audio wasn't lining up entirely. I felt like it was dubbed.
It could be.
But either way, she was the best part of the film for me. Poor woman suffers through so many horrible men in this movie and just powers through like a motherfucker. And not in a like Sarah Connor kind of way, just as a just like this is what has to be done to get to where I need to get. Sadly, against the 50s. Not justifying it. It's just that's how she plays it, and it's I don't know. She's the most committed in the film, I feel.
Yeah, I felt that too. Yeah, because I know like what's his name, Carson. Like they obviously sold it as he's the main character, but like you said before, I feel like Tracy's more the main character in this, and like I feel like yeah, Carson. I feel like didn't have many memorable moments.
No,
you know,
he was typical Hollywood leading man kind of. Well, I don't have time for anyone and anything. You see, I got a big box chest, and I got things to do, and places to go, and people to conquer.
Yeah, no backstory really with him. There's no like.
Well, that he was like he's got.
I mean, the backstory, yeah, but
he's a good smuggler.
Yeah,
he's a Han Solo.
Yeah. So I think that's what they sold.
Sean Connery is his Chewbacca. A big, rapey Chewbacca.
Oh.
That's what that Chewbacca mom. That's what she was. She's like, that's what you support? Oh, cool. All tangled up here. I'm just kidding, Chewbacca mom. We love you. We all love you. What else? So yeah, the blind brother is Daredevil. They're like, what kind of car is approaching? It's high pitched. It's with the senses I've compensated for. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. He's trying to say that his other senses have been enhanced to compensate for his lack of sight. It's like, dude, you were blinded historically very recently. You're not Daredevil. If anything, you're just still horribly freaked out that you can't see anymore.
He's still good at playing the organ.
Yeah.
I was like, shit. I guess you don't lose that.
He must have been good beforehand.
Yeah.
So. And we were joking that wouldn't it be funny if he had a blind horse?
Yeah, I thought the horse was blind because like they think Tracy's his wife, not his wife,
Mara, yeah. Who keeps giving Carson the fuck eyes.
Yeah, there's that weird scene in the beginning with like I thought it was gonna be like payoff or something that she was like an enemy or something. She's like in the back door, and like Carson sees her, and then she kind of retreats into the shadows.
I was thinking that as well, but I think through context and actually giving it a little more thought now, I think he sees her, and he gets worried because he goes, "Oh no, he's got a family," which means I've got to now take his family.
That makes sense.
So it's just more people he's got to get out of there.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, I think that's his main concern. Not that she's an enemy, because I don't think it. All right, well, let's talk about this note. Suicide talk in 1957 in a movie is, I don't know if that's rare. Is that, I don't know. This is a British film, so I don't know what the film rules were like. Did they have to follow the Hays Code? Like, I'm not sure. Anyway, so there's no implication of suicide bombers of any kind in this film. Though there's kind of like little points at which I thought that was going to happen for some reason. I don't know why. There were lots of little points where I'm like, is this person just secretly hiding a bomb?
I don't know why, but the movie built like an atmosphere that made me think that from time to time. So that was also kind of what I thought when, like, is the wife going to be an attacker? Will she have a weapon, a gun, a bomb, something?
Yeah.
And now with some reflection, I think it's just worry that he's got to take another person. He's already got to take these kids. Now he's got to take her, Tracy, and now I keep going her and she. Now he's got to take Tracy. Now he's got to take Henry. Now he's got to take Mara. And do they have a kid?
It's like, what, 4 kids altogether? 5 kids?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then Cole Steno's kids. He's got a couple of kids as well. So, yeah, again, don't mean another trigger word here, but yeah, there's suicide talk in this movie. The brother says that he tried to kill himself and that the opposing army like kept him alive and blinded him because he was useful to them in some way. There's some dark shit in this movie.
Yeah.
But the basic premise of like wartime or around wartime, when communication is kind of limited, she gets communication that her brother needs to get out of a country somewhere, and she's willing to pay any price to do it because she has the money to do so and travel across dangerous borders to do it. That's a good story. It's just some of the meat that is packed on with. The brother looks like Elvis. Did you think that?
Yeah, like a young, Elvis Presley, or I was thinking of...
Who was in movies around this time?
Yeah. Hey, you wonder if they're going with that kind of route. Well, that kind of reminded me a little bit of like, with the accent, I think, just like a Ricky Ricardo almost. Just kind of like a showman, he looked like a showman. He had the suit on and everything.
He looked very dapper.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that.
Best looking man in the movie, for sure.
Yeah.
Except his eyes. They weren't the best looking. All right.
See.
Well, that's the end of the episode, folks. Well, yeah, it would be very funny if his horse was blind as well.
No, I thought the horse was blind because the sister is guiding the horse. So I'm like, what if the horse is blind? But I'm thinking, no, dumbass. You need someone to guide a horse for a man who's blind on a horse.
Well, you figure the horse might just follow the horses. But
We had that bit of like the reason he doesn't
just ended up in a field.
the reason, like we always said, like, oh, why doesn't he wear like sunglasses if he's blind? Usually you don't see their eyes. And maybe the horse stole his sunglasses, has been wearing his sunglasses.
Oh, yes, and has his cane. Yes.
He doesn't
Oh my
realize
God.
it.
Hold on, let me adjust that.
Oh no, it's
Let me
fine.
get that perfect so it's... do you want to rest your arm on it?
No, it's whatever.
Because I'll just put it in front of you. So it's not...
There we go.
Boom. Does that work?
That works.
Cool.
Think we're still in there? Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And
Right there. Perfect.
boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom,
I want you
Mike.
in my room. Alrighty. Mike does go boom in this movie. He shoots a machine gun.
Yeah. His best scene in the movie.
Yeah, that was really the best scene. Let's talk about that scene. Because I still have some more notes, but let's talk about that scene.
Extremely tense.
Very tense.
Like just because we find out that
Well, we gotta have the setup for the scene.
Yeah.
Is that there's a battle in front of the kids, and a gun is knocked out of one of the guards' hands, and the kid grabs the gun.
kid, man.
All right, so that's the setup for the end scene.
Yes.
So
Yeah, so we have that, and then to set up that scene as well as we have the kind of double cross of the partner.
2 double crosses. Yeah.
And
So Cole is a general in an army.
yes.
But is secretly using his position to smuggle kids out.
Right.
And when it's convenient for him, he switches back to his military persona
Yeah.
to slip in and out. But then it's revealed at the end, he's like, no.
don't worry, dude. I'm on your side. We're still getting these kids out of here. Play along. But the whole time, Professor Dent from Dr. No is listening. And he is aware of that. So he plays along right until the last moment and double crosses the double cross.
Yeah.
But then the ultimate of double crosses, Tracy is like, can I say goodbye to the kids? She doesn't know. She has no idea. She's saying goodbye to the kids. And then all of a sudden, the kid goes, boom, boom. And he holds up the gun. And she instantly covers it and goes, this is the best present you've ever given me. And then grabs it and goes over to Carson and hugs him and slips the gun into his hand. That was really good.
Slick, dude.
That was really good.
Like, that was just tense. Because the whole thing was, when we saw this kid take the gun, we said, there's got to be some kind of setup here, because no one shows you the gun going somewhere else. It doesn't pay off.
Yeah.
Usually.
You show a gun, it's got to fire at some point.
Yeah, so I was like, we were making bets, like, does the kid fire the gun? That's what I thought they were going to do. What do you not expect? You see a couple, like, kids, like, dirty kids sitting behind you. What are they going to do? And the kid just goes bang, bang, and it actually pulls the trigger and shoots.
Gets blown backwards.
He makes, like, an outline of himself, like Daffy Duck on the rocks.
He's got, like, the blown back hair, ash all over his face. Whoa. Did I kill someone?
He'll shoot your eye out, kid. Oh my god! I still wanted the end of when they did Skyfall. When they did the gun barrel at the end,
right?
Half the gun barrel, and it's the kid, and that's how he fires.
Boom, boom,
boom, boom.
And as he turns to do the spin, he trips. and that as he trips, like he falls, and that's what fires the gun.
That was a tense scene, dude.
Yeah,
because you don't know what's gonna happen. Connery's coming in on the boat, so we're like, okay, how are we gonna get out of here? And we have that awesome escape where the boat takes off, and Carlson has a Bond moment where he grabs the rope and they drag him through. Like, that was dope. It was like the best part of, like, that. That was the payoff for me.
You don't think Carson is gonna you think he's gonna die on the docks there?
Yeah.
Which, honestly, that's how the movie should have ended.
Do like No Time to Die.
Carson should have died, and Connery gets everyone off to safety.
Yeah.
Connery gets everyone off.
Yes. Always.
To safety.
Yeah, that would have been. I mean, I like that. Well, if this was made today,
that's how it would end.
It would end like that. Yeah. But like, I feel like you want to see the guy kiss the girl at the end.
In 1957, you did.
Yeah. So like,
today he would have kissed her, and that would have been their kiss. Would have been when she slips him the gun.
Yeah.
And that would have been their last kiss, and then he dies on the dock there fighting off.
Yeah, that's
Professor Dent.
That's how No Time to Die works. Obviously
he's like, fighting Professor Dent.
And then
he kisses her, and she's like, "Here's this gun."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay."
And there it is.
He's like, "I'll shoot the missiles out of the sky." Why didn't he do that? He had a couple of bullets left. Why didn't he like, I'll ping these motherfuckers out of the sky? I'm a great shot. Well, Skyfall proved he's not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
But then Spectre proves he is.
Yeah. He's a great shot. No Time to Die for the most part, yeah.
I do love that hallway sequence.
Right.
Towards the end,
The little guy. But I'm telling you, man, you already gave us... Zimmer gave us the... Was it Hans Zimmer did?
No Time to Die?
Yeah. You gave us the Her Majesty's Secret Service. You gave us the fanfare of Her Majesty's Secret Service when they're driving down. We have all the time in the world and they're driving. Why not put in, for one last time, the 007 theme that we talk about? Da, 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 da. Because there's that whole... You set it up with... You have new 007 saying...
At the end?
So, when on the plane, like, I want to give my number to Bond.
So wait, where would you put it when the plane is dropping out of the big plane, or
when he
in
says
the hallway fight?
When he says goodbye,
yeah,
and he's like, because that's the moment where it feels like That's a 007 moment. This is the last time he's going to be 007.
Oh, you want a big dramatic version of it?
Because that whole sequence, he's like, no, you can have the same pace because he's like, there's the whole scene. It's like the last mission of the game where it's just like, it's like, all right, Madeline is safe now. 007 mode where like now I'm like sneaking around and.
Well, I've got it on here. I've got a digital copy, so.
Yeah, we'll cut it and see.
We'll do it after this podcast.
Yeah, we'll see how it looks because man, that's fucking fantastic.
So another segment we have. So we've got Connery quotes. That's a segment.
Yeah.
Sean says Connery quotes. There's not many in here. I'll stay here, Skipper. That's my quote.
That's same.
We have, are the S's aged? No, they're not aged.
Nope.
If anything, it's like a 5%. And then another segment we have is Can It 007? And there's a couple of scenes which we can put that in.
Yeah, one including Connery, like that last scene on the boat.
Yes.
When he's firing.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
That's 007.
And then the gunfight on the hill.
Yep.
We were saying.
Yeah.
Because it's set to silence, too, so you could just put the...
Yeah, so you can just drop it right in.
All right, what else we got?
What'd you think of the music in this? It was like typical.
Inconsequential.
Just like... That's the thing. I feel like those silent scenes, effective, but like I would like to see some kind of cool like fanfare. You know, they kind of punched in late some of those scenes.
Yeah,
but nothing memorable, I guess.
I will say, like the no music. There was a scene with no music, and then music very softly started coming in, and it was creepy, and you know what I mean. It just built the tension very slightly, and that was when he was climbing the mountain to drop the grenades.
Yeah,
which was a tense sequence and reminded me of For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah.
Or the best movie of all, Mission Impossible 2. Yeah, the music was kind of just inconsequential.
Yeah.
There were some nice moments, but nothing. Can't remember any themes. Yeah, I won't be buying the Action of the Tiger soundtrack on vinyl. Who did the music? Humphrey Searle. Searle.
Wow.
Okay, my next note. Captain Trifon with a heart next to it. Don't worry, folks. That'll be corrected. My next note. Oh, the best quote of the movie. Jolly much on the ball. That was the best quote of the movie. Actually, it's all Greek to me. Is pretty good.
I feel like that's a better...
But you need the context of that. I think jolly much on the ball. You could just use that wherever.
Yeah, just...
Toss
clicks.
That one
It's ridiculous.
How's that project going? Jolly much on the ball. Carson's jacket, heart.
Oh, yeah, that jacket was cool.
That is like the best bomber jacket.
Which is great because it really... Because having him in the blue shirt, just... I'm looking at Skipper from Gilligan's Island.
Yes,
like,
he looks exact. White hat and blue shirt.
I was hoping Connery would come out like in the Gilligan outfit.
Smoking a doob. Speaking of which, let me have that lighter again.
Oh gosh, I saw Mr. Howell on the other side of the island. They kind of have a similar accent.
Gilligan?
No, Mr. Howell. Mr. Howell could have been Connery.
From Gilligan's Island?
Yeah.
I haven't watched Gilligan's Island in so many years, I don't remember.
Oh, it's fun. The Professor and Marianne.
I don't know.
I was more of a Ginger fan, you see.
So yeah, I was more of a Green Acres fan.
Oh, Green Acres.
We watched Green Acres. We watched... Strangely, we watched Leave It to Beaver, but I always knew how like not representative of America it was. Like that was like as a kid I knew like, oh, this is what they wanted America to be. But I enjoyed some of Leave It to Beaver. Like I remember really enjoying an episode where Eddie Haskell has to buy new seat covers for Wally. For Wally's car, because Wally worked really hard to save up the $16 for the seat covers. And we watched The Munsters a lot.
I love The Munsters.
The original Munsters. I haven't watched the Munsters films. The ones with the original cast. And then there's there's a
yeah.
couple with like Fred Gwynn. Or no, I'm sorry, not Fred Gwynn. Obviously, he's the original Herman. But with Edward Herman. You ever watched Gilmore Girls?
Yeah.
The grandfather in Gilmore Girls? He
Yeah,
played
yeah,
Herman
yeah.
Munster a couple of times.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Okay, my next note. Now I hate Trifon because he's a rapist. Trifon is terrible. Trifon is like, yeah, I have the opportunity to help you and your family and friends across the border. Tracy's got to stay here with me because I'm a creepy rapist. And I'm a prince or something, so I can get whatever I want. And I'm an awesome officer. Like, that's why I liked him at first, because he's like, look at me, I'm a weird, quirky officer with my weird, quirky cavalry.
Yeah, it was like very, very Borat-ish.
He was charming at first, kind of.
Yeah. It's like, Tavon is the best. Tavon, look at Tavon's jacket. Look at
Yeah.
Tavon's shoes.
Oh, Trifon.
Trifon.
Trifon is here.
Trifon is here.
Like, but then you realize, like, oh, God.
You must give Trifon a kiss. And then it got weird.
There's more than one scene dedicated to him just trying to get in Tracy's pants, and it lingers on it for so long. Like at least like 6 minutes of this movie is dedicated to Trifon trying to get into Tracy's pants, and it's so uncomfortable. And one of the scenes just ends without him leaving,
Yeah.
so we don't know how that scene resolves. It's so horribly uncomfortable. Yeah, rape is comedy in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much of it is just played for, like, well, it's a man's world, you know? You're out, venturing out into a crazy world, you never know what you're asking for. And it's like, this is not cool. But, I don't know, that was... The people in charge of studios at the time were people that didn't give a shit about that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, well, whatever. Here's millions of dollars to do it. And I guess that's happened historically for forever.
What was the budget on this film? Does it say?
863,000.
I don't know.
And it made 1,640,000.
Oh, look at that! They made some of their money back, and that's
what else? Yeah, and for like a good amount of time, is Trifon the villain? Trifon's like the villain of this movie.
Yeah,
I mean, he's an obstacle that they need. Like, there's no real villains in this film. There's just obstacles that need overcoming to get to the goal.
Yeah, because we talked about this too while watching, where it's like, yeah, we have all this creepy stuff going on. It's like, you know, you must come back with Trifon, blah blah blah, and then he gets shot, and then all of a sudden it's
a
like
hero's death.
yeah, and like give me my glass eye and all that shit.
That
It's
was
like,
kind of funny. How he
yeah,
popped
that
in
was
his glass
hilarious.
eye, which is not his glass eye; it's a monocle.
Yeah,
But he's decked out in stuff that he's either stolen from people or took from dead friends.
yeah,
Which quirky, and I like that.
yeah. I think that's cool.
But then you make him a horrible person, and then you give him a hero's death, which I get because he and his crew of bandits come in and save the day essentially.
yeah,
But
it's a weird tonal shift.
and she's just like, "Yep, I will stay with you to the last moment. What have you lived?" She's like, "Damn it! Now you got to keep that word."
Yeah,
But yeah, Trifon dies, thankfully.
yeah,
But the hero's death was.
yeah.
You got to give the hero's death to somebody. Give it to Carson.
Right.
And again, not justification, but there is a moment where I understand why Carson is such a cold asshole, and it's when they're hiding in the back of that truck, and they just got to kill that guard.
Yeah.
They just got to do it. There's no way around it. It's just like, why did you do that? And he's like, it's this life, man. We're smuggling people to freedom, like out of corrupt countries that their officers will kill for that. They'll literally just shoot you dead in your vehicle, so it's us or them kind of thing. And you get why he's so cold. He's very Han Solo-esque
Yeah.
in this movie. Again, I made that comparison already, but my next note is I want to watch Captain Phillips. I've never watched that movie
I don't think I have either.
with Tom Hanks. I wrote that as a note. Yeah.
I heard it's really good. Oh yeah, because that's the one. I am the captain now, right?
Yeah, you said that, right?
Yeah, we made that joke. Is that why? That what
I think
triggered
you
it?
said that, and just like, I heard Captain Phillips was a good movie.
Another one really good. Sully,
Yeah.
the one with the about the pilot.
About the monsters that like use screams as energy. Is that what you're referring to? And Mike's in that one too. Thankfully, it's a way less scary Mike, though he does sneak into children's bedrooms at night.
Yes, Sully with Tom Hanks and Billy Crystal.
No wonder he crashed the plane. Oh, did he crash the plane? No, he was drunk, right? Is that no? That's Flight.
No,
What's Sully?
Sully's the one. It's a true story about they had to land the plane in the Hudson River.
Was he drunk?
No, like seagulls like flew into the engines and the engines were dying.
Oh my god. Well, those seagulls were dying.
The seagull.
Fuck the engines, man. Those aren't alive.
We need an app.
Do the
seagulls die?
And it has movies where Jason Segel dies. But just mixed in with all the other movies.
And Steven Seagal movies as well.
And there's none of them. He doesn't die in any of his movies.
Yeah, he refuses to.
I wouldn't die in that.
Well, maybe the movies where his career dies. Maybe
all of them. I don't know. I've never seen a Steven Seagal.
No,
film.
he has great movies.
Yeah, I've heard like what Out to Kill or what is it?
There's like there's so many. After a while, to look at the list, like they used to marathon on AMC all the time. My mom, I think it's like it's a Portuguese mother thing, where I have friends too. Like they'll say that their mom fucking adores Steven Seagal movies, and it's like I think it's like a Portuguese thing. Maybe I should get my mom to like start a Steven Seagal curious.
Oh my God, Seagal cast.
Seagal cast. Yeah, he has some good ones, but I think like the last couple of decades have been not amazing. I don't know. That'll be our next cast, the Seagal Carriers.
All right, my next note is Hottentot. What country are you from? Hottentot. HOTNTOT. That's how the subtitle spelt it. Sean Connery saves the day in this movie, ultimately, because he comes along in the boat.
Yeah.
And
guns a-blazing.
Guns a-blazing. So many double crosses at the end.
Yeah. It's a game of chess, man. Like that last sequence, it's fucking chess, dude. Just pawn here, rook here, and then like just the right, like that.
And then just a grenade.
That pistol was the fucking pawn that like took out the queen, dude. Like just fantastic.
Honestly, if nothing else, I would recommend watch the ending of this movie. Not the last scene, because that's just a happy.
The last like
wrap-up.
hour, half hour.
No, the last 20 minutes. I'd
20
say.
minutes?
Yeah, I'd say watch the last 20 minutes of this movie. Because that's, I'd say, where that sequence takes place.
Yeah, it's about, yeah.
Yeah. So, and know that before that, there's a fight where somebody loses a gun near a child, and the child takes the gun and kind of keeps it hidden. So, that's the setup, and then just go watch the last 20 minutes of Action of the Tiger if you can find it. Don't pay for it.
We did. We did for you.
Yeah.
If you guys write in and would like us to send you this DVD, if you're local in Rhode Island, we'll meet up with you and we'll watch this with you. Just don't pay money for it. Let us take the
no,
bullet.
we won't watch it with you. We'll sell it to you.
For at least $13.
22.
22. Don't remind me.
No, that's what we'll charge them.
Oh, yes, 22.
Got to make something back. On this.
Yeah, please. Gotta keep the lights on here. That's our business. We sell bad Sean Connery movies to people.
Exactly, exclusively.
With double the price.
We've got like 900 copies of 1998's The Avengers, so if anybody could help us out. So
We can't
We'll sign 'em for
burn
you.
these fast enough. And I don't mean like burning a DVD. I mean toss them into a fire. My last note is Florence Nightingale, because he calls her Florence Nightingale.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know what Florence Nightingale is, so I'm gonna look that up right now.
She's like she's like a nurse or something. She's like a famous nurse, I believe.
Florence Nightingale was an English social reformer, statistician, and the founder of modern nursing. Nightingale came to prominence while serving as a manager and trainer of nurses during the Crimean War, in which she organized care for wounded soldiers at Constantinople. She greatly reduced death rates by improving hygiene and living standards. Cool.
Well, there you go.
Dope. She lived to 90. Wow. I'm going to read more about her. Anyway, so if Action of the Tiger has taught us anything, it's to go look up more important things.
Yeah.
Like the woman that, made modern nursing what it is.
Or the Kiss guitarist that knows how to make a good pancake.
Yeah, Bruce Kulick, dude. Everyone should just look up Bruce Kulick because he's the man.
That's
His
your
playing is
homework.
incredible.
Besides watching the film that we're gonna roll on the wheel later, other homework is watch all of the Animalized tour. It's on
Yeah.
YouTube. We found like one show from like I don't know where they were at, but made their like DVD, I guess.
Hot take: Bruce Kulick's the best Kiss guitarist. I love Ace. I know that's
agree with that.
blasphemous to say that.
can
And
agree with
Ace,
that.
Ace is the best guitarist for Kiss.
Yeah.
For the Kiss that people know as Kiss, Ace Frehley is the man. That's why Tommy Thayer dresses as Ace Frehley.
Yeah, the licks are just like his. Like it's just
So
like,
tasty.
Yeah.
But Bruce Kulick was the best guitar player to come
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, sometimes it's like it's the less famous guys. Like, who's your favorite guitar player in Aerosmith?
Well, I mean, Brad Whitford does kind of hold it down.
That's what I'm saying. Brad
Yeah.
Whitford's my favorite guitar player from.
Like, Joe
Aerosmith.
Perry's a great lead player, but Brad Whitford's rhythm playing is weird, and I love it.
Yeah, but in his solos, are like I get saying Joe likes to be sloppy, but like a nice Brad Whitford lead, man. Was it Ragdoll? I think
Last
is his
Child.
Song. Last Child's his song. Oh my God, just so. I met him. I got to meet him years ago in Boston.
yeah.
I think I told that story. Like
No, do tell.
it was like long story short, they were playing. Aerosmith was playing a free show for like election day.
Oh, you did tell me this. Yes,
think I
but
told-
recount.
But yeah, so like they were playing in front of their old apartment in Boston. So me and my friends, we got on a bus
Yes.
at like 7 a.m. We got to the city. We have no idea where we're going. We're trying to get directions to like the place, and it was like basically in the center of the city, but like we went around the entire city trying to get there. We missed the entire show.
Oh,
We said, "Fuck it, we're in fucking Boston for the day. Let's hang out. We got some fucking food." We went to a guitar center that's like nearby, and we're playing guitars and bullshitting for like a couple hours. Then finally, we're like, let's go outside and get ready to leave. Then my friend Jeremy, who was with Jeremy and Mike, they're both brothers that we went together with. He was
not
still
Mike
trying,
from this movie.
not Mike from his movie, no, completely opposite. And we decided, like, yeah, we should just get going. And perfect timing, because Mike was like, yeah, I'm all set, we can go. And then we walked down the street, coming through front of a hotel. Who walks out? Brad Whitford. Still in like his stage like attire, like a cowboy hat. and shit.
Both the musician and the film actor. Bradley Whitford.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I never made that connection.
But
yeah,
he
he's
was
a-
like Eric in Billy Madison.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long story short, Brad Whitford's a great guy, great guitar player, and I loved listening to him talk about styles and stuff and what he was into.
Is that your hand making?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
A
okay.
little
Oh, it's
case
just-
thing. I'm fidgeting.
Oh, just curious. I was picking that up. Like,
Connery curious?
I'm very curious. Well, that's awesome. That Brad Whitford's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Seems like Aerosmith's probably friendly people.
Joey Kramer sucks.
Yeah.
He's an asshole.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I met him at a Stop and Shop.
Really?
Yeah.
Just getting groceries?
No, he was like promoting his coffee. And-
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of walked up and he's like, "Where's your coffee?" I was like, "Oh, shit." And I grabbed the guy. I was excited to meet him. And I was going to plan on buying one, I guess he wanted me to have one in my hand, I guess. So like I kind of had it, and I tried the coffee earlier that day. So you're passing it out.
Was it any good?
Yeah, it was good. It was okay. And then I said that to him. I was like, hey, by the way, the coffee's great. He's like, yeah, I know. I made it. It was kind of like a Goldfinger, I own the club moment.
Did you shit it out of your goodness? Is that what you're saying to me, Joey Kramer?
I guess. And he was just kind of like, yeah. And then if you look, I have the picture somewhere. If I find it, I'll post it somewhere. Of like just me with my arm around Joey Kramer and his arms just to his side. And he just looks appalled to be there. And that's why I met Joey Kramer. So
you should have
thankfully-
also just stood with your arms to your side, looking appalled to be there. All right, let's just both look miserable because this sucks.
Yeah, so
Your
So,
coffee sucks.
that's the thing. It's
Your
always a shame.
drumming is pretty good.
Yeah, that's I think I'm not a drummer. If I was a drummer, I would have been more offended, probably. If like Slash told me to go fuck myself.
Oh, don't get your sticks in a twist there.
I met Slash too, but that was really quick. It was a handshake. I said thanks for the music because I didn't know what to say to him. It's pretty cool. But anyways,
Where'd you meet him?
That was at the house. No, that was in Providence. That was at what's it called now? Strand.
Oh,
Yeah, it was Heartbreak Hotel back then.
did
It
you
was
see
still Lupo's.
him there?
Yeah, he played a solo show, like
Whoa.
with this Miles Kennedy.
Oh,
and all
wow,
that.
yeah.
Like it was dope. We're front row, like right there.
Nice.
And, like we waited for like 3 hours from like
Oh,
come
wow.
out to the back alley, and I was like, let's meet him. He signed my ticket. And that was cool.
I'm gonna say he signed my tits.
He signed my tits. Yes, I have a tattooed right here.
Oh my god!
Thanks for the music, and just lean forward.
Hope you kept that ticket.
Oh yeah. I got like
I got that tattooed on me.
yeah, I got like the ticket signed, and I have a pick that I got when he played in Boston one time. That was cool to have like his pick. Very very heavy picks he plays. He plays the highest gauge of Tortexes. Fun fact for you guitar nerds.
I use a pretty high gauge of Tortex. What do you use? The purple?
That's what I use. Yeah, the purple.
I use the
purples.
blue, which is the next one down.
Yeah, so I use the purple
What
ones.
does he use?
And like he had like it was like they were purple too. But they had like his. So I think
Yeah.
I think they were Tortex. Yeah. So I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. And I'm like, oh, I played
Podcast is brought to you by Tortex.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
not.
please sponsor us. I'm always losing your picks.
I love your picks, dude. Tortex,
Bro.
Dunlop, Tortex picks. I buy the blue ones in bulk.
Let me see that. Yes, it's that.
They're great. They're my favorite picks.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
I've used
that's-
those
Yeah, it's like
pretty
one,
much my whole life.
Yeah, it's one more from me. Yeah, but it's like that's kind of nice too. I like the stiffness,
Yeah.
and you get more attack on your playing.
I can't stand a weak pick.
Yeah, yes. Weak picks now. What gauge strings do you use?
It varies. So I just got these for acoustic. They're extra light, 009 to 045.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, so it's like more of a lower gauge.
yeah, I like lighter strings.
Yeah, Billy Gibbons tells a story about how he met B.B. King. He played his guitar, and they were hanging out backstage. And Billy's like, "Holy shit, these strings are like fucking thread." And they're like, "It's like, yeah, maybe I can do the 8 gauges and like get more. Why you working so hard
Yeah.
to get the sounds you want? Like, yeah, it's those old blues guys with the crazy bending and all that. But like, yeah, it's like, why are you working so hard? So
Yeah, I've only played lower or higher gauge strings when I'm doing lower tunings, but I don't really do any lower tunings for anything.
yeah, I just stick at like a 12 or 10, depending. If I'm calloused up, I go down a little bit.
On
but-
12s, I have a 12-string acoustic behind you.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But like,
Need to restring that.
those are bitches restring, I'm sure.
It's not that hard. It's just double the work.
Yeah.
Um.
But yeah.
All right, Action of the Tiger. I think we're done talking about
Guitar
Action of the Tiger.
Yeah, man, let's get to our ratings and get ready for next week. Which, fingers crossed, something a little more Connery
Kill
exciting.
for a Bond film, or I would kill for just like I said last week, just something calm with no action at all. No action. Like I want the most action to be the threat of a punch and a sport being played.
Yeah.
Like that's I need something low key.
So let's fingers crossed. So.
Yeah. All right. So should we do the ratings?
Yeah, let's do our ratings.
right.
Here at Connery Curious, if you guys know, we do several ratings for films. We do a all-in-all Connery rating of how we thought Sean Connery's performance was. And
rating
we do,
specifically Connery himself.
Yes. And then we move on to the actual film and what we think of that. We got the 10-point scale. It's a lot of fun.
Oh boy, I'm all tangled up here. Okay. Yes. So we rate both Connery. As I think we kind of group them together. It's him as an actor and him as a character.
Yeah.
So the way I've been kind of ranking that is like I rank him as an actor first. So I let that carry all the weight, and then I let his character subtract from it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So to go back to our previous ratings, my Sean rating for The Man Who Would Be King. No, that's not a good example. Let's go with... Yeah, let's go with Sword of the Valiant. That's a good one. So I gave him a 7.5 in Sword of the Valiant. And I thought that was because... I'm sorry, I'm getting really close to the mic. He is committing to the role like a 9. He's really committed to that because he's given some good lines of dialogue. But then you take away those 2.5 or 1.5 points to bring it a 7.5 because the character is goofy and the movie is goofy and it takes away from his ability to give the best performance.
Right.
And his character is an asshole. Like that plays heavily into my decision of things. Is the character an asshole? That's not his fault. But clearly he was cast in that role for some Terrence Young was or whoever was in charge of the casting for this clearly went, yeah, he can play a rapist. You know what I mean? So, all right, let's go to Action of the Tiger on our Connery Curious spreadsheet. Alrighty. Let's rank Sean first. What are you going to give him?
A 2. I gave him a 2. I would have given him a 1, but just that last scene kind of saved it for me because I'm like, okay, at least I'm going to see Connery in action, and like this is kind of like the foreshadowing of Bond in like 5 years.
And you get a little bit of action during the bar fight.
Yeah, the bar fight was really
which
good
is
too.
It's kind of passive action, which I liked that the most because
Yeah.
he's just like sloppy and drunkenly. What is it, like Drunken Master or Drunken Monkey or something like that?
Drunken Monkey, yeah.
Where he's just moving through the chaos without getting hit at all.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful to watch.
Yeah,
And he looks really good.
Yeah, so like if we didn't have that creepy scene on the boat, I could have gave him a 7. You know,
Yeah.
I would have been like great because we can't give him too high of a point because he's barely in the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What's his cumulative screen time? You think?
Probably 6 minutes, maybe.
Yeah. Well, maybe
6 or 7.
10.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
We'll have
10.
He's
in less than 10% of this movie.
Yeah, because like I think I turned to you at one point and I said, I realized Sean Connery's not in this movie. I forgot that we were doing a Connery film.
Yeah, there were a couple of points for sure.
Which is great because it shows how great the other actors are.
Well, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab the box for this movie because even the description of the film on the back relies on Sean Connery.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Yeah, they really sell it where they're like, this movie is one thing, but don't worry. Dr. No is coming soon, I guess.
It's almost here.
It's almost coming. With that, Yeah, read the description there.
Okay, I'm back.
On our ancient Blu-ray.
Action of the Tiger. Here's the Blu-ray description. Van Johnson is Carson, a mercenary sea captain willing to do anything if the price is right. In this Cold War adventure set amidst the wilds of Greece and Albania, French bombshell Martine Carol makes her English language feature film debut as Tracy. I think she was dubbed. She must have been dubbed.
Yeah.
the wealthy Frenchwoman able to pay Carson's price and induce him to undertake a daring rescue mission inside communist Albania. But their troubles are just beginning when they cross the border, and the mission grows larger and more complicated when their group is taken captive by guerrillas, led by the rogue Tryphon, a scene-stealing Herbert Lom. Oh boy, was that... Hold on. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
What?
That was a Czech actor. He was Czech. Oh my God! Have you? Okay. Forgive me. I knew the name. Have you seen the Pink Panther films?
Yeah.
He's Inspector Dreyfus.
Oh my God! Wow. No shit.
Wow. Wow.
That's crazy.
Also, that's crazy.
1917?
Well,
September 11th, 1917. Wow.
yeah. Damn, huh? All right, I'm sorry. That's really weird. That just doesn't... Yeah, I guess I was just kind of maybe not checked out, but just not paying attention that I didn't notice that was a man in brown face.
Wow.
Okay, in a scene stealing Herbert Lom. That is why I put the heart there, because he did start to steal the scenes, but then it was like, oh God, you're trying to assault the scenes.
Yeah.
Playing a loutish drunken first mate is a young Sean Connery, working with action director Terrence Young for the first time. 5 years later, Connery and Young would make film history with the franchise-defining Dr. No. Okay, and that's where the description ends. So, also on the back of the box is, when the blast of war blows in our ears, quote, William Shakespeare, Henry V. But it's presented like a critic review of the movie on the box. It's like you'd see, like, Van Johnson is charismatic and you know what I mean, and Martine Carol is stunning, but it's when the blast of war blows in our ears, William Shakespeare, Henry V. Like, oh, cool. In Shakespeare's magazine, Henry V, he gave our movie a good review, I think. So yeah, you know what? To go back to that point, to our Connery rating, I'm gonna agree with you, Mario. I'm giving him a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize the fucking uncomfortable scene is on the cover.
Oh my God, it is. If you look up the poster for this film, it's got Connery attempting to rape Martine Carol's character. Oh boy, I didn't even notice that. I thought that was like a passionate kiss.
Yeah, it makes it look like it, doesn't
but also,
it?
like, again, I was barely paying attention, and when you really pay attention to it, it's like, oh yeah, she's pulling away from him. Oh gosh. So yeah, I'm giving Sean a 2 out of 10 as well, because he is an awful human in this. Action of the Tiger, Sean Connery gets a 2. What are we giving this as a film?
As a film, I think, we mentioned before, great plot.
Yes.
Surprisingly,
some
great
beautiful
plot.
visuals at
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
Not all of them, but at times.
Yeah, some of
can
them
be very well
clearly green screened, but then you had
not green screen, but
you
like
know,
studio rear projection.
Yeah, like that's great.
Oh my God! Can we talk about the car? Like right out, like the third scene in the movie, they get into a car with the rear projection, and it is just vibrating up and down so constantly. To pull back to last week's episode when we mentioned Tomorrow Never Dies. Bond's getting his mission in the car, and the car's just shaking as they're all holding the drinks, and you hear the clinking. And
this was that as well.
Yeah, it was. Like, they're perfectly fine.
Did you say they were driving to the gravel factory?
Yeah, like, yeah, where are you taking me now? It's like to the gravel factory. Can't you tell by the road?
And during that scene, there's a horn that honks from another car. And I just went, oh, it's another car going, your car is bouncing up and down. And it's 1957, so we don't have like lowrider technology yet. Anyway, so as a film, what are you giving this?
I think I'll give it like a 6.
A 6. I was gonna go 4.
Like, I don't know.
I'm not saying you have to change yours.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 4. You want to give it a 6?
Yeah.
You don't have to lock it in.
Maybe a 5.
5.
5 seems fair, just because
You know what?
there's good stuff in it.
Yeah,
Like,
you've convinced me. I'm giving it a 5.
yeah, because
I don't mean to be so
just that
sway
great.
with the wind. But
Yeah, but like that last sequence really saved the movie for
Yeah.
me from like being completely under.
yeah, there were some scenes that really saved
Yeah.
things, like the double crossing.
Yeah, just made it like really attentive, because sometimes these older films I tend to tune out really easily, and I kind of was at some point for this, but then like that last end, I'm like, okay, holy shit,
The
this
bar
is-
fight was good,
Yeah,
but that doesn't justify the whole movie. Maybe I should go back to a 4. Yeah.
4.5.
Does deserve that though. Like, oh, Trifun. Oh God.
Yeah, Triffin's rough.
Yeah, I'm going back to a 4.
All right, you stay at 4.
I gotta stay planted. I can't keep swaying with the wind. Where are you going?
5.
5. All right.
Solid 5.
All right, folks. To recap, Action of the Tiger. We have watched it. 1957's Action of the Tiger. Mario and I, as a film, Mario gives it a 5. I give it a 4. Sean Connery, we're rating him in this film. We both gave him a 2. Oh boy,
So you know what that means.
it's my favorite time of the podcast.
And we're doing it together.
Oh my God, are you excited for
I'm
this?
so
Oh
excited.
my God. Oh my
It's
God.
time, as at the end of each episode, we roll the wheel of curiosities to get the next
Okay.
Connery film in.
Checkity check. All right, I'm just delaying it because it's too exciting. The tension is. All right, here we go. Are we ready, folks?
Wheel of
Curiosities.
Cuba.
Cuba. Okay. Cuba.
Which
All
one's
right,
Cuba?
let's look up Cuba. From 1979
Okay, we're
Cuba?
going to the 70s.
is a 1979 American adventure thriller film. I hope there's not a bunch of action. Directed by Richard Lester.
Okay.
Huh. He directed Hard Day's Night and Help and Superman 2 after they kicked Richard Donner off it.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
well, I don't like his cut of Superman 2. He added all the goofy stuff. But yeah, Hard Day's Night and Help director Richard Lester, starring Sean Connery, portraying the build-up to the 1958 Cuban Revolution, filmed in Panavision.
So Connery is leading this film for sure.
Sean Connery, Brooke Adams, Denholm Elliott, Martin Balsam, Chris Sarandon. It's a good cast here. Walter Gattel. Oh, there's a Bond connection.
Ooh.
He's General Gogol.
Oh yeah, Spy Who Loved Me.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. I'm looking forward to this. Never. I don't know. I didn't mean to retract that instantly, but Cuba received mostly negative reviews from critics. Okay. Well, we'll find out when we watch it, I guess. It's up to us to decide. I really like this poster. It's a really nicely drawn
Oh,
poster.
he has like a pencil mustache.
Yeah.
Is he playing a Cuban character?
Major Robert Dapes. Former British major and mercenary.
All right, so he is British.
Well, it's a good cast here. The same historical events were featured 5 years earlier in The Godfather 2.
and would be covered again in Sidney Pollack's film. Sidney Pollack's 1990 film Havana, starring Robert Redford. Lester's film was perhaps the most stylish of the three. Okay.
All right.
Huh. Alrighty. Look at that, learning things every day. All right, well, our next film will be 1979's Cuba.
Cuba.
So, I recommend you go to your local library or, yeah, you know what? Start there. Go to your local library and check if they have it. I found mine at the local library.
Okay.
Spoilers, I have got all these movies beforehand. Yeah. I don't know why I just lost the plot there entirely. Yeah, go watch Cuba along with us.
Yeah, we'll be back here next Sunday and reviewing it, and you guys can write in. Let us know how you guys felt about the film.
Yeah, let us know how you felt about Action of the Tiger. All right, well, hold on. Let's ask this: would you show Action of the Tiger to somebody?
No,
Neither would I.
no.
I think we asked that already, but yeah.
Just not gonna rewatch.
No, I'm never gonna rewatch
You
this.
know, just
Maybe that end scene,
maybe.
just for the tension.
Yeah.
But also, it's nice to like think of yourself in that kind of tension, like where something that kind of tension where you need to make one move, you have to make it. You can't tell anyone else you're making it, and as soon as you make it, everyone's got to follow your lead and like move quick. Like that's something I think about all the time. So it was a very like it's not happened to me, but it's a fear I've had for a while. So it added to the tension of that scene.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't mean to keep discussing this film that we didn't really enjoy.
Yeah. So high hopes for Cuba.
High hopes for Cuba.
We'll have some fun there. So guys, if you guys
we'll
have
see.
not...
We may not have any fun. But... So we'll watch that and come back next week.
That's it. Yeah. So follow us on the various forms of social media. Hit us up Twitter at CuriousPod. See all the updates from there when we're posting all that great stuff.
Instagram at Connery Curious.
Yep.
Or is it Connery Curious Podcast? Oh, it's Connery Curious.
I think it's Connery Curious.
And
then email us any questions, comments, or concerns over at
ConneryCurious@gmail.com.
There it is.
And you can find me on Instagram at Titus Compositions.
And you can follow me at friggin_nerd_mar or follow over on the Friggin' Nerds Media.
Mar, M-A-R.
M-A-R, yep. And not enough characters put the I-O, I guess. So I was kind of stuck there. But yeah, follow us on all that, and we'll be back next week. Sean Connery will return.
Yeah, that's true.
In Cuba. It's good. It's good that at least he's starring in this, so we'll definitely see more of him.
Yeah.
So.
I had another note to make, but now I can't remember it.
If it comes to you, you can insert it in here.
Yeah, I guess we'll just go with that.
Yeah.
All right, folks. This has been Connery Curious.
I'm Mario Lima.
I'm Dylan Titus.
Stay curious.
Stay curious. Bye.
Connery Curious.
You've been listening to Connery Curious, a Titus Compositions and Friggin' Nerds media production. For more content, be sure to follow us on various forms of social media by searching Connery Curious. Be sure to rate and review the show wherever fine podcasts are downloaded.